Hi, my name is Bridget, and I have been asked to talk about addiction and how it affects a loved one. I met my fiance in September of 2013, and he was a night manager at Crossroad East in Phoenix, Arizona. He was an amazing man. He lit up the room with his smile, his laughter, his charisma. He helped so many people. In the end of November, Tony was let go from Crossroads, and he moved in with me and my 7 children all the way out in Santan Valley, which was about an hour and 20 minutes away from his family, from all his friends, from everybody. Tony started working with my family in their business, ServPro, and he caught on so fast. He was an amazing hard worker that took on 7 children that were not his and myself. He loved with his whole heart. He loved with his heart on his sleeve. In December, Tony started taking Percocets to kind of ease his depression, and me never being an addict, I really didn't know much about what he was doing, and I didn't know that there was anything wrong with it, really. I asked him to stop, and he said he would. In the beginning of January, Percocets went to him smoking heroin. I would ask him why, and he would tell me, well, Percocets were more expensive than the heroin. And I asked him not to. I asked him to get help. I tried everything I could, but, he did what he wanted, and I didn't agree with it. There was many times I had kicked him out. I had called the cops on him. I didn't support his habit. I would let him back home because I always felt like, why leave this man on the streets and give up on him? And so I would let him back home. In February, he started shooting the heroin. It went from the pills to smoking it to shooting it. He hated his addiction. He did not enjoy it. He was at the point where he did it just to feel normal. He didn't do it because he enjoyed it. He would tell me he would do it just so he could not be sick, so he could get out of bed and go work. And I still did not support it. In late March, Tony came to me and asked me for help. I took him to a Suboxone doctor, and we got him on Suboxone, and he did really, really great. He was amazing. He was the type of guy that always knew how to make me smile. And he relapsed again in May, and I could see him going further and further away. In July, I even told him, "You look like death, and my biggest fear is that you were gonna die." And he always told me, "Not me. I will never die." On July 16th, 2014, was the happiest day of my life. July 16th is the day I found out Tony and I were expecting our first child together. Tony was excited. He was so excited. He was wanting to stop his addiction right then and there. I had never seen him smile so much. On July 22nd, he told me that it was going to be a little girl, and he wanted that daddy's little girl in his life. July 23rd, he woke up, he took a shower, and he was supposed to go to work, but he never showed up. 3 days went by, and I got that worst phone call on July 25th that Tony had overdosed on heroin and had passed away. Those words are never easy to hear, and it's never easy to hear, especially from a loved one. I just kept thinking to myself, I have this little baby. He gave me this little baby before he passed away. After Tony's funeral, I, tried to keep it together as best as I could for my kids. I moved my family from Santan Valley into Mesa. On August 23rd, exactly 1 month after Tony passed away, I found out that our little baby's heart had stopped. And I wouldn't have anything left of him. My body wouldn't pass the baby. On August 29th, I had a D&C, and I went to sleep pregnant with his baby. And when I woke up from my anesthesia, I realized that I was no longer pregnant with his baby, and I no longer had him. That he was raising his daughter in heaven, and I was left without him and without our child. Addiction is never easy. I have never been an addict, and I don't know what to tell an addict besides it's not just your life that you're ruining. You hurt your family, your loved ones, your friends. Don't put anyone through it. If you need help, reach out. Everyone is willing to help you. I know it's not easy to say that you have a problem, but if you do, you will get the help. Do not put your loved ones through this. That is my story, and if I can just touch one person's life, I have done my job.
When the rain is blowing in your face and the whole world is on your case, I could offer you a warm embrace to make you feel my love. When the evening shadows and the stars appear, and there is no one there to dry your tears, I could hold you for a million years to make you feel my love. I know you haven't made your mind up yet, but I will never do you wrong. I've known it from the moment that we met. No doubt in my mind where you belong. I go hungry, I go black and blue, I go crawling down the avenue. No, there's nothing that I wouldn't do to make you feel my love. sing, and on the highway of regret. The winds of change are blowing wild and free. You ain't seen nothing like